YouTube. We're back again for more of our Origins Bonanza Explosion Blood coverage here live at Origins 2019. Here with my good friend Adam.
Heyo.
And right now we're going to be talking about the brand spanking new Europa Base Alpha from WizKids. This is for 2 to 4 players. I imagine it's going to take about 45 to 60 minutes to play. I didn't write down the age, but I'd say probably about maybe 12 plus, 10 plus, something like that. And this is a game where you're going to be building space colonies with a Yahtzee-esque mechanism. You're also going to be playing these dual-use cards. Not even dual-use cards, quadruple-use cards. Each of these cards can be used in 4 different ways, which we'll cover in a minute. And you play a set number of rounds based on the player count. So this is a simultaneous dice rolling game. We're going to be rolling dice, trying to complete the buildings. There's a big press your luck element. But pretty much how it works is you're going to be dealt this handful of cards, 5 cards. And on these cards, there's going to be 4 different ways to use it. So first at the very top, there's going to be a way that you can build this building. It's going to have a list of different die faces that you're going to have. It'll have a number, which is the number of victory points. Obviously, build bigger buildings, you're going to get more victory points, but it's going to be much more difficult. The next thing that is on there is the make others more difficult. So there's a spot where you are going to be able to tuck it, give it to somebody, and you say, all right, so now your space base that you're trying to do, you can't use this red dice, or you can't use the wild star, or it's going to give you a certain restriction, which is going to make it much more difficult for them to do something, because if they can't build it, then they bust and they get no points for that turn. The next thing is kind of like the technology one, which if you hold onto that card, you can use it while you're rolling the dice at any point while you're rolling the dice to kind of help you. Maybe it'll let you change the die face, maybe it'll let you re-roll something, or double something, or do something like that. And then last but not least, they have one that if you saved it till the very end of the round, you could tuck it into the bottom, and it would give you this persistent special ability that you'd be able to use depending on what it was. Like I had one that I would discard it and do something really cool. I had one where you could turn a die into a certain face or re-roll or do a variety of different things like that. So what do you think about the game, or is there anything extra that I missed that you think we really need to talk about?
Yeah, you play the attack cards on other people, obviously, and even after you have banked your cards, did you talk about that?
What?
When the pressure lux aspect of it?
Oh, no, I didn't really talk about that.
Okay, well, I mean, that's the main point of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
it's almost 3 in the morning.
Yeah, you're building it. It is?
It's 2:30.
Oh, my goodness. It's another day.
It is. Good morning.
So, now I've forgotten all about it.
All right, so when you
ahead.
complete your building, and everybody's going to be rolling, you have a Yahtzee, you get 3 times to do the roll. You don't actually put it in your scoring pile yet. You tuck it to the right side, letting you know that you've completed it, but it's not in your scoring pile, because if you have another card, what you can do after everyone's decided what they want to do, either busting or completing it, is you can decide that you want to press your luck, and you can put out another card to attempt to build. But now you're going to have less cards that you're going to have the special abilities to utilize, and other people, you're going to put a target on your back, because maybe somebody has 2 cards left, but they've stopped. And yeah, they can use one of those cards, because you can only save one of the persistent special abilities, but you know that other one they're going to be playing on you, which is going to make your job harder. And as you start to accumulate more points, people will be like, I was thinking about building this, but now I might be able to screw you over by playing this, because you're going to have 2 of these negative cards in front of you, and so it becomes a really interesting choice. Also, the victory points were face down, so you had no clue what everybody had. I mean, you had an idea,
Yeah,
but
you were kind of paying attention. Which you were not.
Yeah, I was not, which I'm sure he will tell you about if you ask. But yes, what did you think about... Oh, and the extra thing I want to mention is that there's actually an extra Aliens expansion included in the box. We didn't get a chance to play it because the guy demoing it didn't know how to do it, but it looked pretty cool. It added some more dice. It looked like a real mini expansion. It looked like a Queenie.
Yeah. Oh, you hate that word.
But what did you think about Europa Base Alpha?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I wouldn't say it was great, but yeah, I liked it. I'll play it again for sure. I wish that it was a little more visible as to, maybe even just the number of buildings you've completed.
Yeah, that I would like to know at least how many somebody's done.
That way you've got some information to go on, because you can't, you're all kind of doing this at the same time, and you can't always be watching what everybody else is doing.
Yep.
Yeah, especially if they get it on their first roll and you're doing all three and you're using cards to try and roll again, and you got to really work hard to get yours done. You're not seeing what other people are doing.
I've been in the same boat. I after the first play, I don't know if I'd go great just yet. I think that expansion, the Extra Aliens expansion, could bump it there. Like, I'm that close. And I think
Did
it's
he
a really
explain
good
kind
game.
of what
He did
that
not.
was?
He didn't explain anything at all.
All right.
But I think that could potentially bump into the great, if that's great, because I really liked a lot about this. I liked the nature of the dual-use cards. I liked the pressure luck aspect a lot, because busting sucks. Mm-hmm. And so you really had to put some good thought into that. I really liked how the cards had numbers. Well, they weren't numbered, but there were really good cards, there were really bad cards. So there'd be like, that sounds bad. So like the 5 ones are good in certain situations because they're easy to make, but like, I'd have an 11, which is going to be really hard to make, but it's going to score you points. But that also corresponds to the other 3 things on the card. Like the other 3 things, the thing where it attacks, the thing where you save it, the technology that you can utilize, were also really good on those cards. So it made some interesting choices. Like, man, I really want this card to build to get these points, but at the same time, like, that's a great persistence, or that's really going to screw this person over. And so it made for some interesting choices on the fly, which I liked. Especially, I also like the fact that you weren't handcuffed to your decisions most of the time, because especially on that first roll, I don't think I busted at any point. There was enough cards most likely in your hand that you could kind of finagle and wiggle your way out of a situation and manipulate the die in a variety of different ways.
Which could change your original plan altogether.
Yeah, you might be like...
Yeah, that was interesting.
I did like that aspect a lot, and I think if that expansion is good, a built-in expansion is good, I think this could turn into a great game for me. I think I enjoyed it more than you.
Oh, for sure.
I liked it an awful lot, but I love dual-use cards. Dual-use cards are one of my favorite mechanisms. The theme was, but yeah, that was Europa Base Alpha from WizKids. Definitely one I think you might want to check out if it looks like it might interest you, because we enjoyed it, definitely. If you're enjoying what we're doing, please try to click on that subscribe button down below. If you want to support the channel, click on that little Amazon Associates link down below. And in the comments below, let me know, would you be willing to take your family to Mars?
Yes.
Yes. No. No, as much as I would love to, and as much as you would go down in human history, like you would go down in human history, and it'd be an absolutely incredible, amazing opportunity for you and your family. The desolation that it's just not going to be enough there, and I just wouldn't. I feel like it's a punishment to my kids. Like, that's the thing for me. I feel like you're a terrible father because you're just essentially...
Okay, well, I mean, if it's at the point where you're taking your entire family, that means that there's going to be other families there.
Yes.
Like, they're not just going to send one family and say, hey, good luck, you're dying there.
No board games produced, no TGI Fridays, no movie theaters.
Oh my god, you don't think you can print and play all that stuff?
You can't print and play at TGI Fridays, brother.
That's true, but you could farm it up and make your own food.
You know what? See, I love technology. I
You
love
get the microwave meals shipped from Earth.
Yeah, I'm sure. Is does USPS have the flat rate shipping to Mars? I mean, no. For me personally, I wouldn't want to do it to my kids. I want them to be able to experience a normal life and have those opportunities to do the normal things, and I think that would just be so wildly different. While I personally, if I didn't have kids, sign me up in a heartbeat. I would love to explore the wild frontier. Looking at it from the child's perspective, I wouldn't. But
I would.
There you go. Let me know in the comments below. Would you take your family? And in particular, how old are your kids? Are you married? That sort of thing. I would like to know the specifics of the details, because I think that really does play an interesting role. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube. That's an interesting question.
That was an interesting